How's it going, everybody? Deviant Gamer here, and welcome back to another episode of TerraFirmaCraft. So last episode I ended it with just putting this stuff in and became nighttime. So I'm going to sleep and hope that by the time I wake up, the material in there will be where I need it to be. Also, still looks like it's still melting, so we're still good. I'm going to go down here quickly though, because I apparently don't have what I need there either. I need a hammer, and of course I don't have any liquid materials. Shoot. Here, let me just quickly put this down. You're still cooking. Oh, I thought I had a hammer up here or in my inventory, but I had a hammer in neither place, and that's not good. Got the double ingot here. That was silly of me to not prepare properly for that. Alright, and then I'm gonna need you. And that melted. So we will get this item, which will be able to mine out through just breaking it like so. Does take quite a while, but when you do, you will get some raw iron bloom. Looks like it doesn't have a heat value, which is what I was worried about, it having a heat value, and that it would be cooling, but thankfully it doesn't. Now I will show you guys what that does after this melts and I get the raw form, and then use the anvil here to turn it into, there we go, a hammer. So there we go. We should have enough for 2 full ingots here. Oh yeah, I don't need you anymore. Pour, pour, pour. Take you and plop you in there. Thankfully, that's one nice thing about, even if you made a mistake and made a double ingot or something like that, even make the sheets, I think you can even put in here, you can still melt them down and get its worth. And because remember, it was a double ingot, that's 2 ingots worth, I got both ingots back. So that was very lucky on that too. I'm gonna put one of them in here. Actually, that's the one that's cooled down the most. And then I'm basically just going to let this thing cool down and until it's in orange form, and then I can pull it out, put it in here. I need at least a stone hammer to do that. Shoot, I can't remember what it was to make a hammer. Hold on. It's been a while since I've had to make a stone hammer. There we go. Crashed, I had to make the stone hammer again. There we go. Now I should be able to hammer out this, and both of them were in my inventory again, which was kind of not what I wanted. Actually, I don't even think I need any of this coal in here anymore. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put that into a hammer. You guys seen me do that before, and I just want to make sure that this is all okay. All right, that's the way it should be. Good. And I shall be back. Wow, I actually made the hammer perfect, which is awesome. I think that's the first time in a long time that I made a perfect tool. So anyways, now that I have a hammer, that's a copper hammer, I can actually show you what I pulled out of here. So as you saw, when it's finished, the 2 pile high material will go into just 1 pile high of that kind of like block form, and you just gotta break it with your pickaxe. As I showed you, which was something I wasn't positive about, but it doesn't have a heat value to it, so you don't have to worry about pulling it out right away. It can sit there and cool down. It won't do anything. but you'll get this raw iron bloom. Now, depending on how much you put in there depends on what the percent is. Remember, I told you could put anywhere from 8 to 16 in there. And so if you put 8 in there, you'll get the 100%. If you put 16, you'll get 200. And if you put half in between those, you'll get 150%. And basically, just put your hammer in here. You'll see you got the little bar over here and over here, which only shows up when it's actually in it. And the last 3 things need to be hit. So you need to bring this... Oop, why won't you go over there? Shouldn't have any problem with this. But it's not wanting to go. Let me figure out what's going on here. I should be able to hammer that, and I'm not quite sure why it's not letting me. Maybe I'm missing something. Be right back. Okay, I had to look it up because I wasn't sure what was going on. It does have a temperature value, which is weird because it literally just switched off. So I would have assumed it would have still had the temperature value, but I guess it doesn't save the temperature value. So I'm going to just put this, oops, shift click, there we go. Put this back up here, and because this thing is still on, I'm going to put it in here. As you can see, it's warming. Now, you don't want this thing to get too hot. Just like normal metals, if it gets too hot, they'll melt, and if you don't have a ceramic mold in here, it'll just disappear. Well, this won't go in a ceramic mold, so you don't want this thing to overheat. And so to do so, you just need to keep an eye out on it. Now, you want it to be in a working condition, which starts, I think, on this at orange, and it won't turn into a liquid or be lost until brilliant white. So you do have some leeway. It's not like the moment it turns orange, you have to pull the thing out, because if it goes any higher than orange 3, you're doomed. No, you don't have to worry that high. It's more like if you completely forget about it, well, it's gone and that's your loss. I'm going to go ahead and cut the camera here. We'll be back once it becomes working temperature because it will take a while before it gets to the orange temp, but I'll see you guys then. Alrighty, so we're getting really close to orange. It's at 3-star bright red. I think after 4 it turns into orange 0. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and let it get a little bit higher than this. And the reason why is because orange is the start of its working temperature. And remember, it won't be lost until it gets past white. And between then, you still have orange, orange, white, and then all the whites. So you got quite a ways of working, so you don't have to worry about it too much. I'm going to get it a bit high. And the reason why, there we go, now it's letting me work it. So there we go, we went ahead and refined it down. So before it was raw, now it's refined, and it's still 200%. And we still have another thing we need to do. We need to punch it last. So I'm just going to punch it all the way up. Let's go ahead and get a little closer. There we go. And now we're going to get, and remember to pull that out quickly. It's going to go into your inventory if you have it at 100%, and you'll get 100%, and then whatever's extra. Because I had 200%, I got 2 100s. If it was like 150% or 175%, I would get 100, and then I'd get whatever's left over, the 50 or 75. And remember, they still have a temperature value, so if they're in here, they're cooling down, and you don't want that. So take the individual one and put it in here, and then you got another hit thing, so I'm going to smack it over here, do that, and there we go. We got wrought iron medium. And it's still an orange temperature, which means it's still workable, which means you can turn this into wrought iron double ingots or whatever you want. Now, another thing you can do, if it happens to cool down or you don't want to turn it into the ingot form right away, you can put the wrought iron bloom, the refined version, not the raw version, but the refined version in here. And you can actually melt it down and then turn it into the liquid form and pour it into a mold. And you would basically get an on-shaped wrought iron, or yeah, I think it would still be called wrought iron mold. So that's another option for you as well. If you're making a whole bunch of these, you can just basically heat up in here a lot of the 200%, stack them in here so they stay warm while you go in here, smash them into 2 pieces, then toss them into the crucible, melt them down, collect the liquid form. It's all up to you what you want to do, but if you're doing it in small quantities, I kind of feel that this is the easiest way to do it. I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing here. So let's go ahead and smash that up, and then there we go, another 200%. And like I said, you could weld these two together, make a wrought iron double ingot, or what have you. I'm just going to leave them in there so that they stay warm, but that is basically what we've worked so hard for. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put in another 16 here. I got more coal. I actually need a little bit more coal than that, so I'm going to grab that. Should be plenty. It is becoming nighttime, which is fine. We learned by trial and error that the thing is going to cool down anyway, so it really doesn't matter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then toss in the, make sure I have magnet mode turned off. Toss that in there. And I got 8 back. Okay, so I don't have a full-sized thing here. So let's go ahead and see if we can make a full-sized thing before it gets too dark. And it doesn't really matter because I don't have to worry too much about monsters spawning. Remember how I said, like, I tossed it in, I'm like, I swear I had tossed in 16, but maybe magnet mode glitched out. Well, apparently it didn't. Apparently that was just me being a noob. And everybody knows I'm like a noob once in a blue moon, and it's like a miracle if it ever happens to me, because I'm like so perfect. Hardy, har, laughter. Anyways, but I do know you can make it up to, whoa, that wasn't where I wanted it to be. I know you can toss up to 16 at once, so I'm going to try seeing if I can make it double the height. Toss in the other 8 here and this here, and see what happens. Maybe I read it wrong. Maybe I'm thinking of the next tier will allow me to make it double high or something. Yeah, it's not collecting it. So maybe it is the next tier. Or maybe it's a patch that I haven't done. Because remember, there is a patch that's more recent than the one I'm using right now. But it has that weird, annoying like chest glitch where the chest stays open. So I'm not using it. So that's probably it. Maybe if you guys are using the more recent version, you guys can toss in 16 at a time and get 200 things or whatever. But anyways, I'm going to make it day. I'm going to work a little bit more on the house. And maybe if that thing's finished, we will smash it up into the wrought iron ingots as well. Either way, see you guys in a bit. Alright, we're back at the house here. I actually had a crash, but thankfully it crashed on my way up here, so I didn't have to redo anything. But basically, I'm just going to break these apart. I let these guys dry while I was doing all this stuff, so I would have some building materials, because I like these bricks for the fact that they're very simple to make and they don't look that bad. So I'm going to use these for the basement, I think, for like the walls or maybe the floor, because it looks very, very, what's the word for it? Very, not rustic, but simplistic, you know, like that looks dirty, it looks dusty, it looks like something that would be in a cellar. And because it's really easy to, I mean, look at that, I just made 2 stacks of the stuff, or 1 stack, 2 TerraFirmaCraft stacks out of nothing. It was really easy to make. This is where I'm gonna put the entrance to my basement. It's where this flat area is going to be. I'm going to actually raise this up a bit. I can actually even do a little bit of that right now. But I'm going to raise this up a bit, raise this just a hair to make it more gradual. This will be removed. And then this will have that stairway going down, probably a 2 to 3 spoke type stairway. So we'll kind of like go down here, walk around the corner, go down, walk around the corner, go down. Either way, I want it to end facing that direction, and it looks like I got some more oranges, so I should probably grab that too. But either way, when it's down at the bottom, I want it to be facing this way so it's easy to get to the garden. So that's kind of my plan for that. This will be my path, so I'll kind of have a path in here, a path going that direction, and then a path going up around here, which will also break out going down here. I'm actually really excited about how this is going to look. I think it's going to look nice. But for this, I want this to be my entrance. And the reason why is because it is, if I make it a 2 high doorway, this will be the 3rd height. I do need to get some support beams before I really do this. This will be my 3rd height here. And that means that this will be still grass, this will be grass, and this will be grass. Because I'm going to be building on top of this most likely. So I've got 1, 2, 3 layers of dirt. So 1, 2, 3 layers of dirt between my house and the basement. So I don't have to worry about me digging up and hitting the basement or hitting underneath the floor, because basically, you know, this will be my doorway here. But on the other side of the doorway, I'm going to raise it up 1 after I make like a small little tunnel. I'll be probably about here. I'll raise it up 1, so I'll still be underneath here. So it should work out quite well. Just wanted to mention that is kind of my plan. Daily plan. I am going to just quickly do this though. So I kind of have that. Oh, that looks really good. But yeah, I do need to get a support beam because this dirt will fall on my head and I don't want that. Actually, I might even raise this dirt up 1 more just to make it even better. Alright. I'm going to show you guys one more thing before the end of this episode. And I don't end it on a cliffhanger, as some of you guys mentioned last episode about me ending them on cliffhangers. Hey, I got to keep your guys' attention somehow, and my witty and charming personality can only grasp your attention for so long. Alright, this is... can't tell. Still going. I will knock those off because it looks like I need to update it to make it the 2 high version. That's fine. But anywho, I need you. I also want to see if I can do this. I can. There we go. Insta-cool. Now, I have one of those, and I'm pretty positive it's hiding from me. Oh, this is going to suck if I have to get some. Hey, it was weird. I usually have, like, overflowing with this stuff. Alright, I gotta get something. I'll be right back. So, I knew I had some somewhere. It was all the way over here. Flint. Alright. So I'm sick and tired of these fire starters. I keep having to make them. They're just 2 sticks. I know, it's simple, but it's annoying to have to always make them. Put some flint and some wrought iron, and there is the good old flint and steel we all know and love. And it acts just like normal flint and steel. It will allow you to basically do everything that the fire starter does, but lasts an extremely long amount of time in comparison. So definitely a nice upgrade. And as you can see, I can't catch those on fire, but I was able to use a little bit of it, which kind of sucks that it used some of it. But you know, I can use it to like relight this stuff and all that. But yep, flint and steel. Goodbye, fire starter. Oop. Well, I'll turn that on too. Anyways, as always, stay epic. This is Deviant Gamer signing off. Adios.